in the mythical world of ancient China, a land of legendary monsters, evil witches, and sinister villains, the wise monk Tripitaka and his protector Monkey set out on a treacherous journey in search of the fabled Scrolls of Wisdom. Joined by Pigsy and Sandy, these four companions travel together through this strange and magical world, enduring perilous adventures and dangerous adversaries on their mission for the Emperor and all of China. The Legends of the Monkey King is China's greatest story. It is an expedition unlike any other ever taken. It is the journey to the West. Tripitaka, Monkey, Pigsy, and Sandy were continuing their westward journey in search of the Books of Wisdom when they came upon a wealthy kingdom. They were horrified to discover that in the shadow of the royal palace, hundreds of prisoners were being forced to work endless hours in the hot sun under the merciless surveillance of the king's advisor, the wicked Lord Fang.
The prisoners are complaining that they haven't had a rest all day.
Many of them are at the point of collapse, my lord.
Why don't you tell me how the work is proceeding?
I'm sorry to report we have fallen many days behind schedule.
Then there'll be no rest.
And so the work carried on. The broiling sun was at its zenith. The prisoner slaves had already been taxed far beyond their endurance. But Lord Fang cared more for the swift success of his building program than he did for the suffering men. And under conditions like these, accidents were bound to happen.
Keep pulling!
And the hapless guard fell right in the path of the four pilgrims.
Identify yourself.
We're pilgrims on a quest for the Books of Wisdom.
Oh, yeah?
The god seemed curious about the four companions.
So are pilgrims and monks the same thing?
Pretty much, yes.
Then you should know it's a crime to be a monk in this land. From now on, you'll be slaves with the rest of them.
Not if my magic staff has anything to say about it, we won't!
For the second time that day, Lord Fang's guard was sent flying head over heels, and once more, the work was disrupted.
It is wrong to mistreat honest monks. I insist that you let them go.
Make us!
Yeah, make us, why don't you?
I'll make you a deal. I'll complete the monk's work, but you must let them go.
A puny little squirt like you?
Those delicate little monk's hands of yours couldn't lift a twig.
I'll show you what I can do.
Monkey had made no idle boast, as the gods and prisoners were soon to learn. A whole month's work done in the blink of an eye. The monks knew someone possessing a great power for good had come into their lives that day.
We are extremely grateful to you. Why is it a crime to be a monk here?
The king has 3 advisors. They're Lord Fang, Lord Claude, Lord Horn. It is they who convinced the king to make it a crime to be a monk.
They're building themselves a lavish temple.
They needed many slaves to do the work, and we are those slaves. There is truly much evil here.
What's going on? Get back
Stop!
to work!
The work has been done.
Somehow, I doubt it.
There were the logs, neatly stacked atop the hill. Monkey had made good on his word.
As you can see, their task has been completed. Please let them go.
Let them go? I see you're giving orders now.
Suddenly, out of nowhere, the king's entire army appeared. Hundreds of soldiers on every bridge and battlement, sharpened spears at the ready. Even the cliff edge where the logs were stacked was lined with a contingent of fierce soldiers.
Surrender yourselves to us immediately, or I shall call upon these soldiers to attack you!
Your paltry army's no match for me.
Monkey, hold on! Huh? I wish to be brought before the king's advisors so that I might attempt to reason with them calmly.
Master, be serious. They won't listen.
That decision is up to them, but I must try.
Master, I agree with Monkey. I say we make our stand here.
The Master's right. Besides, he might be able to talk them into giving us some food.
I still think you should let me take care of them.
You must learn that not all of your problems can be solved by force, Monkey.
And so, Tripitaka's request was granted, and the 4 pilgrims were ushered into the dark and forbidding halls of the palace, where the 3 advisors, Lord Fang, Lord Claw, and Lord Horn, were waiting. Each chamber led to another even more secret sanctum, and the darkness and stifling lack of air grew more oppressive with every step. These advisors must be evil indeed, if they were obliged to hatch their plans so deep within the bowels of the earth, and so far from the warmth of the sun and the scrutiny of honest men. When it seemed as if they'd walked for miles, they came to yet another forbidding iron portal, through which the gods entered, but which suddenly slammed shut.
You'll wait here until the lordships are ready to receive you.
Behind the iron door, the trembling gods bowed before the 3 evil lords.
Well, what is it?
The 4 pilgrims we have taken captive wish to plead their case before your exalted excellencies. They're waiting just outside.
And who are these 4?
They claim to be monks in search of sacred books.
But they're spreading subversion amongst the slaves.
Then I'll give them the welcome they so richly deserve.
Guess we can forget about lunch.
Bread and water, once every morning.
You're in the dungeon now, my friends, permanently, so get used to it.
Once again, their trek across a seemingly peaceful and beautiful country had been interrupted. That night, the 4 companions lay awake in their dismal cell.
You know, this wouldn't have happened if everyone had just listened to me.
Huh? What are you talking about, Pigsy?
Didn't I say that I believed it would be wise for us to steer clear of this place?
No, you said there'd be food here.
I'm sure there is somewhere.
Let's stop bickering and find a way out of here.
How will we open the doors? Huh? Or get past the guards?
2 of Monkey's magic hairs, transformed into flies, carried a sleeping potion to the unsuspecting gods.
Master, we can leave now.
No, I'm staying.
You want to stay?
I came to reason with these advisors, and that is what I intend to do.
But Master, listen to Monkey. Once you're free, you can talk to the advisors and the king as well.
Sandy's right. We'll go to the palace first thing tomorrow and ask to see the king. Come, Master.
Once out in the narrow streets of the town, it was necessary to proceed with great caution, as the town was crawling with soldiers that had been posted to make sure that none of the monks that were being held prisoner would escape. It was doubly dangerous for Monkey and his companions, as it was a full moon, and the streets were brightly lit. They sought some place to hide out, but the unfamiliar streets and laneways offered no safe haven. Suddenly, they heard footsteps.
Did you see the way that monkey stacked all those logs? He must have used some kind of magic.
He's a wizard, make no mistake about it.
Well, there's no need to worry now. He and his friends are locked up.
Do you really think Lord Fang's dungeon can hold such a conjurer?
Who's that?
Maybe it was that chicken you had for lunch.
You should talk.
Hey, speaking of chicken, I'm starving. Come on, let's go get something to eat.
four companions were on the run again. With soldiers patrolling the streets, they were even more nervous. They thought they heard another patrol and ducked into the shadows. But it was not soldiers this time.
We heard you'd been locked up in the dungeon.
No dungeon can hold the likes of us, but what are you doing here?
We've escaped as well. We're on our way to a secret place very near here.
Yes, there are going to be more than 500 of us gathered there.
We're preparing to fight the advisors and their troops.
I must urge you, look for a peaceful solution to this conflict.
How can we?
Violence only begets violence. I beg you to think about what you're doing.
Master, I suggest that we accompany them to this secret place and see what's what.
The monks' meeting place was many miles outside of the town.
If you will place your trust in me, I shall convince the king to put an end to this unjust law.
With the monks' blessing, Tripitaka and the others set off for the royal palace. When they arrived, the king was in the throne room, meeting privately with his 3 wicked advisors.
Your Majesty, I offer you this magical calabash. May it bring you excellent health and prosperity.
Is there no end to the wondrous and costly gifts by which you show your love for me?
Begging your Majesty's pardon, but there are pilgrims to see you.
Into the throne room strolled the 4 pilgrims, with Tripitaka leading the way. If the pilgrims were stunned by the beauty of the palace, the advisors were even more stunned by the audacity of the pilgrims. Tripitaka desired with all his heart to avoid a brutal and bloody war between the monks and the king's army, and to see the unfair law against the monks overturned and justice restored to the kingdom. Tripitaka and his companions had come to a land where it was a crime to be a monk. Monks were taken prisoner and forced to become slaves. Tripitaka intended to see this unjust law changed and had come before the king in order to reason with him. But it would not be easy, for Lord Fang, Lord Claw, and Lord Horn, the royal advisors, exercised a most evil influence over the king.
Your Majesty, I have come to tell you of a great injustice in your land.
Huh? Your Majesty, this man is a criminal and should be hauling logs instead of making slanderous accusations.
All monks are criminals.
How dare he break our laws?
Huh? There's nothing I can do.
And why not?
I can't throw him in jail, no matter what our laws say, for he was sent on his quest by the Emperor of China. We interfere with him at our peril.
He says he was sent by the Emperor, but what proof do you have? Has it occurred to you he might be lying?
All monks are liars and are to be imprisoned according to the law.
Majesty, as your Chancellor, I must oppose this law. Justice will be served when the monks are free.
Will you listen to him or us?
You both raise some good points. I don't know who's right and who's wrong here, but I know how to find out. For you see, I like to decide upon tricky issues by putting the 2 sides to a contest.
You do?
I suggest a rain-making contest.
In rain-making?
But I cannot make rain.
Don't you worry about it, Master.
You don't know who you're dealing with.
You're the one who doesn't know who you're dealing with.
The rain-making contest took place in the great square before the palace. Lord Fang was the first to attempt the challenge. Boldly, he stood at the top of a tower, summoning his forces to the task. He concentrated so long and so hard that the pilgrims began to wonder if he was bluffing, when suddenly, the heavens began to darken and descend.
It sure looks like he knows what he's doing.
Come, rain!
Pigsy, it'll appear that I'm still standing next to you, but I'm gonna fly up there and see what's going on.
A golden bird, who was really Monkey, flew up above the clouds, where the lightning lizard, the thunderbird, and the rain mother dwelt.
This Lord Fang's wearing me out.
Celestial Rainmakers! Why do you make rain for the evil Lord Fang?
Because he said rain would be good for the kingdom and that it would make it prosper and grow exceedingly rich.
Yeah.
That's what he said.
Yeah, and he told us we were being helpful.
He lied to you. His evil is destroying the kingdom.
But we didn't know he was evil.
Who would dare to lie to the Rain Mother?
We took him at his word.
Well, now that you know the truth, will you help me defeat him?
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
Uh-huh.
Meanwhile, Lord Fang carried on from atop the tower.
Come, lightning! Ah, yes!
Bring thunder!
Bring rain! Come, thunder! Come, rain! Where are you?
He's just a big blowhard.
Lord Fang continued to bellow commands and flail his arms, but the clouds dispersed and the sunlight returned. Lord Fang had never failed at rainmaking before. What went wrong?
There's something wrong with the tower. It's too low.
If that's the case, then the monk will also fail. The contest will continue.
Now listen carefully. As soon as I make this signal with my magic staff, you three are to bring on the rain. You got it?
Yes, we will.
And back flew Monkey to slip into his own body.
Don't worry, Lord Fang. I don't think the monk stands a chance.
Well, go on.
It's your turn now. Let's see if you can bring us some rain.
Go on, it's your turn.
No, Monkey, this charade has gone on long enough.
Just trust me. You're up, Master.
Tripitaka's start was most impressive. Though once up on the tower, he had no idea what to do, but Monkey did.
Darken the skies before the monkey comes up here again.
He's not wasting any time.
Monkey sent the signal upwards to the waiting Thunderbird.
Okay, if you're ready, Lightning Lizard, it's time to do it. Okay?
I'm as ready as I'll ever be.
And the heavens rained down as they had never rained before. It was much more than the king or his advisors had bargained for.
Stop the rain, please! You've won!
And as suddenly as they began, the rain stopped and the flood receded.
We have won the contest, Your Majesty. You must free the monks.
Mm-hmm. Yes, it appears that's what I must do. Oh, wait!
Huh? Will you free the monks or not?
I've decided that the first contest doesn't count, since your monk friend could have simply been lucky and won by fluke, so we'll hold a second one to be sure.
Not fair! That's cheating!
Ah, don't worry. We'll win this one, too. He can hold as many contests as he wants.
The cabinet.
It's here.
It's very simple this time. Guess the treasure I've got hidden in the cabinet. Who wants to go first?
I will.
Lord Claw summoned up his powers and attempted to see into the cabinet.
My guess is that it's a golden robe.
Now, let us have the monk try to guess.
What am I going to do now?
Just stand in front of the cabinet.
Tripitaka did just as Monkey told him to do. He stood before the cabinet. He was utterly at a loss as to what was inside.
This time he'll lose for sure.
It's time to even the odds. I'm back.
You find out what's in there?
What do you think?
You?
Monkey raced over to tell Tripitaka what he had seen.
Are you sure about that?
I am positive.
It is a torn robe, Your Majesty.
Huh? If I remember rightly, I asked you to guess what treasure was in there.
I guess a torn robe is a treasure to a monk.
Are you sure of what you saw, Monkey?
Just wait till they open it up.
Oh.
But I'm sure I put a golden robe in there.
They cheated. It's obvious.
The only way this can be settled is to hold a third contest.
Your men are the cheaters, and I won't stand for it. I'm gonna have to teach you a lesson.
We guessed what was in the cabinet, and we won.
You lie.
Yes, all monks are born cheaters.
That's enough. The Pilgrims have won twice now, and so they must be declared the winners.
Your Majesty, I declare your Chancellor to be a traitor. Have him arrested right now.
Take that man and throw him in the dungeon!
Please! I beg you to release this man, Your Majesty.
Win the contest and I will.
Your Majesty, I suggest a balance contest.
This time it will be a balance contest.
And if you're the first to fall, you'll join the Chancellor in the King's dungeon.
And if you fall, the law will be changed and all prisoners set free.
That's how it shall be.
A balancing contest can be an extremely lengthy affair, especially when the balancers are good.
Could we possibly speed this up a little bit?
Blow harder. Anything you say.
That's what I call real balancing.
The shaking suddenly stopped, due only to Lord Horn's plan to switch to another tactic.
That's
Look! What's wrong? Hey, something's upsetting the Master's concentration. What are they up to?
The monk is about to fall!
Suddenly noticing that Lord Horn was no longer standing beside the king, Monkey became the Golden Bird once again. With Tripitaka released from itchy torment, it was now time to even up the score a bit. Nothing tickles quite like a centipede who's taken refuge inside your shirt.
Look, Your Majesty!
Huh? We have had enough! We will not submit ourselves to any more of this humiliation!
Find yourself some new advisors!
Well, there's always my Chancellor. The monks shall all be freed.
I am glad to hear it.
You have performed a great service by ridding this kingdom of an evil influence and by restoring my dignity.
May you rule wisely and joyfully from this day onward.
From then onward, the king did rule wisely. The law against being a monk was abolished, and the monk prisoners were set free. Once again, the four pilgrims left behind a kingdom to which they had brought joy and justice, as they continued on their journey to the west.